The sun had barely risen over the lush grounds of Butere Girls' High School when whispers of rebellion began to ripple through the campus. The school, known for its academic excellence and dominance in sports, had suddenly found itself at the epicenter of a national political storm. Their play, Echoes of War, had ignited a firestorm that no one could have predicted. The play that shook the nation, written by Cleopas Malala, a former senator with a penchant for controversy, Echoes of War, was no ordinary high school drama. Set in the fictional Royal Velvet Emirates, it depicted a kingdom emerging from civil war, where disillusioned youth challenged corrupt leaders. The script wove together themes of power, betrayal, and the resilience of a generation determined to rebuild their future. It was bold, unflinching, and unapologetically critical of governance failures, a thinly veiled critique of Kenya's current administration. From the moment it debuted at the sub-county level, the play drew both acclaim and ire. Judges praised its ingenuity and courage, while government officials bristled at its pointed parallels to real-life events. By the time it reached the provincial level, Echoes of War had become a rallying cry for frustrated youth across the country. The president's wrath. But not everyone was enamored. Word of the play's biting critique reached State House, and it was said that the president himself watched a recording in stony silence before slamming his fist on his desk. "This is an affront to my government," he reportedly thundered. Orders were issued swiftly. Echoes of War was to be stopped at all costs. Despite an initial ban by education authorities under vague accusations of violating festival rules, a High Court ruling reinstated the play just days before the national competition in Nakuru. The decision emboldened Butere Girls' students, who vowed to perform no matter the obstacles. Yet, as they rehearsed their lines with fervor, storm clouds gathered on the horizon. Drama in Nakuru. On April 10th, Nakuru's Lions Academy buzzed with anticipation. Crowds thronged outside the venue, eager to witness what had become more than just a school play. It was now a symbol of resistance. Inside, tension crackled like static electricity as Butere Girls prepared for their moment in the spotlight. But just as they were about to take the stage, chaos erupted. Police officers clad in riot gear stormed the venue, dispersing spectators with tear gas and batons. The girls were ordered to stand down under threats of arrest. Outside, angry chants filled the air as supporters clashed with law enforcement. In an act of quiet defiance, the students gathered on stage and sang Kenya's national anthem before walking out arm in arm. Their message was clear: they would not be silenced. A nation divided. The fallout was immediate and explosive. News outlets splashed images of tear-gassed students across their front pages, while social media lit up with hashtags like #EchoesOfWar and #LetThemPerform. Critics accused the government of censorship and heavy-handedness, while supporters argued that schools should steer clear of politics. Cleopas Malala, who had been detained briefly before being released without charges, commended the girls for their bravery. "They have shown us what true patriotism looks like," he declared during an impromptu press conference. Meanwhile, Political analysts warned that the incident could deepen divisions in an already polarized nation. With protests against high taxes and corruption still fresh in memory, echoes of war had struck a nerve that would not easily be soothed. Epilogue. Back in Butere, life returned to a semblance of normalcy, at least on the surface. But among the students who had lived through that fateful day in Nakuru, there was a sense that they had been part of something larger than themselves. They spoke in hushed tones about their dreams for a better Kenya and vowed never to forget what they had stood for. As for Echoes of War, its legacy lived on in whispers and retellings across classrooms and community halls nationwide. It became a symbol of youthful defiance against injustice, a reminder that even in silence, echoes can roar louder than words.